Yeah, hi, hello, and welcome, y'all. So, for today's video, I just want to go ahead and speak a little bit on my life at the moment because it's been about, I think, almost 3 weeks since I did my last rant with my addiction, and I really didn't go into too much in that video outside of the addiction, which was the point of the video. But y'all should go check that out if y'all are like interested in my life in any sort of way because spoiler, like I have been getting better with it, but I still haven't been able to completely stay off of it. But I'll get into that later in the video because before we go any further, I do want to say in the background it'll be No Man's Sky gameplay. Low key, one of my favorite games, one of the games I've platted on my account. And yeah, I just enjoy it. But I hope y'all do enjoy it as well. And I'd appreciate any comments on it, like oh yeah, like that ship's tough because look at that. But we're getting off the point, and I want to keep this video kind of short. But I I guess to start with some pros, like we'll do pros and cons. And with the pros of my life at the moment, I have finally I have finally broken out of my like shell, like I've and what I mean by that is that I've started going outside and going on jogs every morning, and I'm trying to create a routine because routines are really good for me. I remember back in my football and track days at in high school, and this was only like 2 years ago. I'm not that old, y'all, but my bad for having a brain fart here. Routines then, like I slacked on them then, but I see like the importance of them, and I've always tried to get on a routine or at least keep myself on like a at least 1 to 2 days a week, like have something planned out so I can at least do something to keep my mind occupied. And with the jogging now, because it took me, I won't even lie, like months. I don't even know how long, but months to finally get myself to go outside because I've had like a perception on how like people would view me if I went out, and I finally broke past that. And I have like my routine starts at 6. I wake up and I make my coffee. I always have to have a cup of coffee. It's my trademark. And yeah, we do that. And at 7, I hop up out of my window and I just walk out of the neighborhood. And we have like a long street that goes all the way down to like a main road. And I can't say that I've made it that far yet because I'd be lying. But I'm 2 days on this now, and I'm trying to push myself further every time. And I think I did that today. And my legs are sore as fuck. But yeah, I finally got to start running outside, and I already feel like the muscle memory coming back a little bit. Like I used to be a lot more defined than I am now. I'm still very skinny. I only weigh about 128 at the moment at 5'10". So if you know how that looks, that's small. But yeah, I already feel the definition coming back in. I already looked in the mirror. That's giving me the sign that something's changing. But I'm gonna try to keep it up. It's gonna be a day by day thing. I may give myself like a rest day because your legs will give out on you, especially if you're as out of shape as me. But I'm just using my track mentality for it and just trying to keep myself not necessarily spent every time, but I'm trying to push myself. And it may be TMI, but like I even threw up yesterday after I finished jogging. So and I felt nauseous for a couple of hours afterwards, and my legs were burning. But to me, that was like it gave me a sense of accomplishment for the day, and I really, what's the word? I appreciate it. Like it gives me the boost that I need to go on and like make videos or something throughout the day because deep down, I feel like this is all like sort of pointless to be making videos and stuff like that. But like I do enjoy it, and I just want it to be productive in some sort of way. I want it to be my relaxing time at least after I do something. But that's how it's been. I'm gonna try to keep up my jogging. Alright, so before I get into the cons that I want to speak on, that I'm still like, trying to push past at the moment, I just want to say like some advice that I use for myself, but I'll go ahead and put it out there. Like it's nothing too crazy, but I feel like you should always have a peaceful mind, and only then can you work on your body, because you want to have you want to have a peaceful mind and a defined body. It shows your state of mind. I feel like even your body can show your state of mind, I feel, is what I meant to say. And I feel like now that I've gotten to the point where I can go on jog and do certain other things that I like to do. Well, I'll go ahead and throw one other thing that I do. I get it off of Ray Lewis. He's honestly one of my favorite NFL players like to ever play. And I was a defensive player when I did play football back in high school, and I just loved like crazy people like that. Like if you know Ray Lewis, you know what I mean. But he has a story that he went on, and I did watch it's been like 3 years since I've watched the documentary on his life. But he did he had a stack of playing cards, like a standard deck of 52, and he would flip over a card and do that amount in push-ups. And I can't say I've gone through the whole deck, like I'd be lying as well, but I've gone through a good bit of it on a day-to-day basis. I've been trying to do that for like the last week actually. So I got into doing that before I got into going back out and jogging for the first time. But yeah, that's one other thing that I've been doing to train my body. But for my mind, that is like I've been trying to just stay at peace, because I find myself getting irritated at a lot of things, just trivial things like somebody coming to knock on my door and stuff like that, like small stuff. But like that sounds like a small scope also, but that's just my life at the moment. But hold up. But yeah, okay, I'm back. But I feel like that's a way of that's a way for me to try to create a peaceful state of mind, to work past those things, just try to stay at peace with everyone and know how people are and know what you're dealing with and go according to that, like with how you perceive using your mind. And I feel like just having a peaceful mind and a defined body is like, and when I say defined body, I just mean something that like it shows who you are, like it shows what you do, and it'll give off the impression that you're at a state of mind where you can do something like that, like keep your body in shape. And that's, to me, peace. And honestly, yeah, that's all I'll go ahead and go on about that, because I do want to get into the cons and not have this video be too long. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into that now. Okay, so I did promise that I was going to speak on the addiction thing with my addiction to weed and nicotine. But where do I start? I mean, the simplest thing I could say is that I've kept streaks up over the last 3 weeks where I don't touch anything, where I don't smoke anything. But as of recent, I was gifted a vape, and I've been smoking that even during some of my streams or in like the last couple of videos. But for weed, that is, I've been doing better with that, I feel like, because I go off the schedule of somebody else basically, to get that, and when they don't have it, I don't have it, and I use that time while I'm in my clear state of mind and not pushing my thoughts down. I try to use that as like a what we call a tea break, and with those, I feel like the longer I go without it, the easier it will become to, you know, like stay off of it, keep your state of mind right, and you'll just be like, oh yeah, it's been 2 weeks since I've touched it. I might as well continue the streak. And I did get a comment in my last addiction video, and someone was telling me about a tracker app, and I did look into some, but I would be lying to say I downloaded one. I just looked into them, and I really didn't put too much more interest into it outside of that. But I, honest to God, if there is one, that, like, I will try to get a tracker app, and I'll try to do it this week, or maybe even today after this video, who knows, but I will try to, because I know once I start it, it's something that will, I follow like a path that is set, and with getting an app like that, like it'll be a clear reminder every day to stay off the stuff. And I honestly can't say that I can promise like the nicotine will stop, but I really want to try to stop weed because it's not something that I feel like I need to be doing at this time of my life. And like I said in that video too, I know there are people who can operate without it, but I can't, and I just know I need to get that lifestyle out of my life. But as to one other con before I wrap this video up, the job search, I really haven't looked into it too much. I did while on one of my jobs, like, get the idea to run, like, continue jogging down to the main road where all the businesses are and shit. And I wanted to see if there were any, like, like if anybody was hiring, but I couldn't push myself to do that yet. But that's something I really want to do as I get better at my routine already. But that's honestly, the job search ain't going too well, and I might start looking online. I always thought it's better to go in person, but I think the trends are to now get online and just apply everywhere, and whoever gives you that interview first, you go and do it. I don't think the interviews are anything too serious nowadays because I've been through 2 of them, but you've got to do that at least, like on the online routine. But that's all I'll speak on for that, and I'll save it for another update video. But if y'all did enjoy this video, go ahead and like. If you have any concerns or any advice, go ahead and leave it in the comments. And yeah, I'll see y'all, and I appreciate y'all.